Proverbs chapter 4, verse 6 to 9 says, "Do not forsake her, she will keep you. Love her, she will guard you. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. And whatever you get insight. Prize her highly, and she will exalt you. She will honor you if you embrace her. She will place on your head a graceful garland. She will bestow on you a beautiful crown." The last 2 or 3 or 4 days here, I've been reading Proverbs 1, 2, 3, and 4. And, when I think of wisdom, I may be thinking of knowledge because as a youth pastor, I think that if, for me to be more wise, I need to maybe go to seminary, read all these books, know a lot of stuff. But as I read Proverbs, and again, maybe because we're in a different context now, but Proverbs doesn't necessarily say, oh, if you want to be wise, go read all these books. But here are some verbs that I've been, just in chapter 4 here, that I kind of highlighted was be attentive to your father's instruction. Hold fast to their words. Keep the commands. Get wisdom. Get insight. Do not forget. Do not turn away from it. Keep hold of instructions. Don't let it go. Guard her. She is your life. Don't enter the path of wickedness. Don't walk in the way of evil. Avoid it. Turn away from it. Pass on. Be attentive to my words. Incline your ears to my saying. Keep them within your heart. Keep your heart with all diligence. From it flows the springs of life. Put away crooked speech. Put devious talks away. Look forward. Gaze straight ahead before you. Ponder the path of your feet, that your way may be secure. Do not swerve. Turn your foot away from evil. And it's echoing a lot of what 1, 2, and 3 are saying as well when pertaining to wisdom. How I'm reading Proverbs 1, 2, and 3 is, it's not saying, well, Kevin, if you want to be wise, go to seminary, read all these books. Now, seminary, I'm sure you can gain a lot of knowledge and wisdom. But how I'm reading in Proverbs here, it's saying, you have to be someone who has to be humble enough to receive instruction, to be attentive to your father, to your mentors, to people who are trying to teach you, to hold fast to these things and to not quickly forget them, to not forsake what you've been taught. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, chapter 1. Chapter 4 says, the beginning of wisdom is this, to get wisdom. And so how I see this is that, to get wisdom, you have to be teachable. You have to be humble. You can't be a narcissistic person. If you can't receive insights, if you can't receive reproof and correction in your life, you're not a wise person. A wise person is someone who listens to good instructions, who holds on to these things, who turns away from evil, who can discern from right and wrong, who can discern from evil and good. And it's not necessarily how educated are you, how much do you get paid. I think we have a lot of people who don't have degrees but are really wise. They know how to make decisions. They know what to do in certain situations. They know how to speak to people. They know how to treat people. They know what is good and what is wrong. When a situation comes into their life, what should we do? We shouldn't do this. We should do this. To me, that's wisdom, not how much you get paid, how many degrees do you have, or did you read all of John Calvin's book, or did you read all of Tim Keller's book? But it's more of knowing how to receive instructions, keeping it, and learning how to use it for life, right? And so, like I said, there's people who don't have degrees, people who don't have a well-paying job, but man, they're very wise. And maybe it's because they are people who know how to hold fast to instructions, They know how to observe scenarios in life and learn from it, And again, it's not necessarily sitting in a class, right, and learning. I'm not saying those things are bad, but from what I'm getting from Proverbs 1, 2, 3, and 4 so far, is that wisdom is waiting to be received. And all we simply have to do is humble ourselves to receive these things. Be attentive, hold fast to it, keep hold of the instructions, and as verse 6, 7, 8, and 9 says in chapter 4 is, if you don't forsake her, she's going to keep you. If you love her, she will guard you. And it's talking about wisdom. If you prize wisdom, wisdom will exalt you. If you honor wisdom, or wisdom would honor you if you embrace wisdom. Wisdom will, place on you a graceful garland. She will bestow on you a beautiful crown. Many times people are stuck, or people, how should I say this? People go nowhere in life. It's because they don't have the will to receive instructions. Sometimes when you meet somebody, they may be narcissistic, or they may be hard-headed. It's because they don't receive wisdom well. They don't embrace it when they are corrected or reproved. They hate it, And wisdom here, as how I'm reading it, says, no, you have to be attentive. Gain as much insights as you can from people who are giving it to you. Specifically, like your parents or your pastors, your mentors, people you look up to. If you're constantly not receiving and you think you know it all, you are far from wisdom. But as the Bible puts it, wisdom is waiting to be received. And God gives to those in James. God says, if you lack wisdom, ask. God gives it freely. And in chapter 2, Proverbs also says, and in verse 4 and 5 says, you have to seek it like it's silver. You have to search for it like it's hidden treasure. Then you will understand the fear of the Lord. To be able to seek for it like silver, to search for it like hidden treasure, to understand the fear of the Lord. When I understand the fear of the Lord, then it's like, man, you have a fear of the Lord, like a reverence, a respect. So when you make decisions, when you do things, when you treat people, when you, go into scenarios in life that comes to you, then you do everything pleasing to the Lord. Like, that's your goal. Okay, this is happening in my life right now. How can I best discern what is the right thing to do? And the right thing to do for you is what's pleasing to God, what's God glorifying, right? And again, in order for you to want to seek wisdom, to search for it, you have to be humble. Wise people are not know-it-alls. I think wise people are people who ask questions, who want to learn, who listens to corrections and try to apply to their lives. Narcissistic people are people who think they know it all, don't need instruction, and they think that whatever they do is right. You can never say anything to them. They know how to turn your words and make it against you again, and so for me, it's an encouragement for me to say that, hey, Kevin, learn, gain knowledge, read books. If you ever go to seminary one day, Kevin, great, milk all you can from seminary. But to gain wisdom is to simply be attentive to wise words, seek for insights, hold fast to good commands, hold fast to words that are useful, hold fast to instructions, don't let her go, guard it with your life. And so, it's a huge encouragement to just see that the way to gain wisdom is not, degrees or how much you get paid, but simply to humble yourself and take instructions from the wise, from the Lord.